Well, good evening, laddies, lads and lassos, and welcome to the click. I hope you're doing dandy finalicious today because you deserve it, and you look dandy finalicious. Ooh, especially you, Kale. My God, Kale, I can't take my eyes off of you. Yes, indeed, it's very intense. By the way, mango cup in the description. Oh my God, merchandise. Yes, anyway, today I'm just sitting here in a cozy, Swedish, snowy morning, reading Insane Parents memes with all y'all and drinking my coffee. Come along for a cozy and outrageous time. Mwah. There we go. Gorgeous. Group chat. I need to let you guys know the kids and I just tested positive for COVID. Are any of you feeling sick?
Yes, we had it last week.
You were positive last week and didn't tell me? They got entire family infected and tell anyone. Wow. Damn bite hiders. That is so accurate. I swear to God, the same people who hide their bites in zombie movies and end up killing like a dozen people. It's the same thing. This is like a zombie apocalypse, but it's not even entertaining. How the woman who birthed me let me know my sister died this morning. Maternal unit. I like that contact name. That's beautiful.
Are you awake? Well, Blorp committed today, the 23rd. I thought you would want to know.
Wow, that's such a cold way of letting anyone... what? Jesus, not even a call? Are you serious? My God, every time I've had a family member pass and someone let me know, the least they have done is to call and talk to you about it and let you know, and don't act like, I don't know, a cold refrigerator. Had half day at school, decided to go out with friends, asked dad for permission to go out and he said yes, but didn't tell stepmom. She texted me pissed and demanding I come home even though I had permission to go.
Where the frick are you?
I am out with Blorp.
What made you think it was okay to leave the house like that without permission? Get your butt home right now.
I asked dad for permission before I left.
You didn't ask me for permission before you left, though. How was I supposed to know you were out if you didn't let me know? For all I know, something could have happened to you. You need to stop with this irresponsible I do what I want behavior because I am so tired of it.
Blorp, I asked dad before I left. Why do I need to come home? It's not my fault he didn't communicate with you, so don't blame it on me. It's not fair that I can't have fun because he didn't talk to you. Also, did you even call/text him first before texting me with all of this or what?
I shouldn't have to call him to know where you are. It's not that freaking hard to pick up the phone and text me saying, hey, I'm going out with Blorp. I'll be home soon, so come home now.
No, I'm sorry, but I'm not coming home again. It's not my fault he didn't tell you anything. And it's not my fault you didn't even check with him first.
Excuse me? Blorp, I am not freaking playing with you.
Jesus, this doesn't sound like someone who actually cares. It just sounds like massive control issues, doesn't it? Blorp, please. I am already out. I've been out for hours now and I'm with a group of friends. Leaving now is a major inconvenience for us. I'll be home in an hour, I promise. Today was a half day, so we just wanted to have some fun.
Blorp, I swear to freaking God if you don't come home now.
Blorp, please.
Answer the phone.
Sorry for hanging up, I didn't mean to. I'm coming home now, I'm sorry.
As soon as you get home, put everything laptop, tablet on my dresser. I don't know who you think you're freaking trying to argue with me about this for so long. Learn to freaking listen when someone tells you to do something. After you put things in my room, go to your room and better not come out for the rest of the day. You'll be lucky if I don't slap the shite out of you because I'm so tired of this attitude you always have with me.
I said I was sorry? This is not someone who cares. Like, oh my God, let me just yell at you, even after I know where you are. If they were really concerned, and if there was no communication, but you had actually done your job and double-checked with the parent before going out, they would have been calm about it. They would text, hey, where are you at? Oh, I'm just with friends. Oh, nice. Have a good time. When are you coming home? Oh, perfect. Have a nice day. That's how you check, if you're genuinely concerned about where someone is, and you actually care about where they are. This is just massive control issues. I really despise people like this. I do hope it gets better, and I do hope your father has your side on this, because people like this are unbearable. And it's even worse when they're a parental figure because they have so much control over your life. It is atrocious. Replying with the reason you're telling your kid to do something.
Because I said so.
I think the best way to motivate people, and this doesn't only go for kids, this goes for anything in the world, in my experience. Having a reason for why something should be done is an incredibly good motivator. Just telling them because I said so is like, it's kind of douchey.
Help, I can't believe my son's friend fed him Indian food without calling me first.
Wait, is this real? All right, I have to dig into this. Oh my God, the drama.
Cue inappropriate food. My son, Chris, is in 9A a few weeks ago. We decided to open our bubble to include family of Neil, Chris' best friend. Both of Neil's parents are doctors, so this seems like a safe decision. Both parents were born and raised in India. We let Chris have dinner at their place the other night since both boys were having a great time together. When we came to pick up Chris, Neil's moms recounted to me how much chicken curry and lentils and vegetables Chris ate. I couldn't believe that they served my son son spicy curries without even calling to ask if it would be okay. I was taken aback and gently mentioned that spicy foods can be hard on small tummies, but didn't seem to register. Thankfully, Chris didn't get sick. My wife says to drop it because any conversation would look racial in nature and to only let the boys play at our place. Please help.
Wait, my wife? Oh, okay. Well, seems like a reasonable response. If the food was so incredibly spicy that you would get, like, seriously sick of it, I think it would have burned quite a bit on the way down. And it's not like a typical curry dish. Talk about, like, choosing the weirdest hills to die on.
How dare you feed my son curry without checking with me?
Me trying to visit my boyfriend in February or March. My boyfriend's mom stalking or text and threatening to call the cops if I go near him. Seems healthy, a little bit overprotective perhaps. My mother, when I commented facts on her anti-vax post.
Please don't comment on my stuff. You know absolutely nothing. Better yet, don't contact me again. Bye, blorp. Dead set embarrassing. Kinda glad you're gay and never giving me grandchildren because frick that bye.
Okay. Here we have two puzzle pieces. A little bit of homophobia and a little bit of anti-vax. Let's see if they come together. Beautiful. At least they're glad you're gay, not for the good reason. Oh. Let's be real, being anti-vax is clearly just the tip of the crazy iceberg with this lady. One thing I have realized, and this is very obvious if you haven't watched it, watch the Flat Earth documentary on Netflix. It's very fascinating. One thing you realize about a lot of these communities when it comes to anti-vax or flat earth or pseudoscience is that it kind of becomes almost a social community where people are in control of their own beliefs. They are the authority, they have friends, they have circles around them, they have support and all this kind of stuff. It turns into basically a modern cult, essentially. But it's, stretches online. And I even remember there was a quote from one of the outstanding members in specifically the Flat Earth community that went something along the lines of, I don't even know if I could leave, even if it turned out we're wrong today, because I have so many people depending on me and all my friends and community, etc., etc. So it becomes something so much deeper. And which is very relatable on a human level, but it's also kind of scary. But it's very good. I would recommend watching it. It gives you a deeper understanding of what drives people like this, apart from just,
Oh my god, it's so flat, you guys. I need to know what others think about a kindergarten teacher telling her students that they all started out years ago when they were monkeys. Is it just me that think there's something wrong with this?
Yes, I remember when I was born as a monkey and then later just turned into a human. Evolution is something they teach in school.
Well, in my opinion, they shouldn't. Myself believe God created me and I didn't come from a monkey.
The way you put it is so funny.
I think the parents should have the right to choose for their children, not the teachers.
Yes, you seem to be the authority on knowledge. And also, a few corrections. I just need to go on this rant, okay? Bear with me. You have a common ancestor. You didn't come from a monkey. You have a common ancestor with the monkeys. You come from the same branch in the evolutionary tree that just blip, 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 blip. Another aspect. I don't know why evolution is so hard to grasp or accept. For example, do your kids look like you and your partner mixed together with a little bit of randomness smacked in there? There you go. That's basically evolution, the carrying on through genes. Individuals don't evolve, a species. Now imagine those small changes between you and your kids, but stretch it over millions or billions of years. There you go. I don't think it's that far-fetched that new species can evolve from that, especially if they are isolated from each other in different environments, so different kind of selective factors are prioritized. Why is that so difficult? What? Why? Why?
Oh my god, the sun is shining in my face. Having none of that. Freaking who's the manager of the sun?
Oh, that's my superpower. I have a curtain.
Other mommies out there, I need advice.
Ooh, okay, this is gonna go down some kind of ooh.
So basically what I've been doing in the house over the past month is implementing a farting/flatulence ban in the main parts of the house. I use the spare bathroom for the two kids to go when they're in need to fart and clean it every other day. If they need to pass gas at the dinner table, they have to go there. And if they're in their bedroom, they have to go down to the downstairs bathroom as well. Sometimes on occasion, I'll FaceTime them to make sure they're doing it in the proper place.
And nothing like a little bit of FaceTime fart meeting.
Just really believe it's super unhygienic to pass gas. Close family believes my methods are strange, but excuse me for not wanting airborne fecal matter around our sitting room and kitchen. Just wondering if anyone else does this. I feel like it should be a fairly common household rule.
I think this is a little strange, sorry. Everyone farts all the time. It is not unhygienic, it's natural bodily function that you can't control always. Believe me, there's way worse things than flying through the air than your children's farts.
Do you even have kids?
I'm just giving you actual advice because it's ridiculous.
Don't comment if you enjoy an experience with being a parent. Your knowledge about airborne stuff isn't as good as mine because you didn't poop out snot goblins.
I mean, not farting at like the dinner table is common courtesy, and you should excuse yourself, but if you're sitting alone in your own bedroom, who cares? That seems a bit over the top. What is the most important thing a parent can instill in a child? Good work ethic, obedience, love and trust. Just get the frick out of here. Am I crazy or is this toxic? I am 18 in high school and my mother threatens not sending me to college if I don't spend time with her.
Okay, see you soon. We'll be home 12:15. Summary of time spent with parents. Saturday, 0 minutes. Sunday, 45 minutes. Monday, 15 minutes in the morning. 5 p.m. Tuesday, 2 minutes at 7 p.m. Every day I'm going to send you a summary of the day, time spent, and any other items.
I am posting that online.
Perfect. I think you should. This will be my way of journaling
our relationship. Being clingy in any context isn't very attractive. And also, if you really want to spend more time with your kids, make up fun activities. Spending time with people should be fun and rewarding and a two-way street. It should never be mandatory. It's like, oh my god, I'm gonna ruin your future if you don't spend at least 7.5 minutes per hour with me. I used to play a lot of Pokemon Go with my dad, for example. Best frickin' father-son time, like Pokemon, mwah. Make up activities if you're worried about the time spent. Don't force it on them. It's weird. Urine magic. Ah, Facebook, you glorious resource to humanity.
Hi friends! A great idea to introduce children to UT urine popsicles! Okay. I've been adding half an ounce of my urine to lemonade and making it into popsicles for my daughter. She doesn't seem to notice and I can see the benefits already. She's the best student in her Spanish class. It's been so good I've given some to her best friend Erin the couple of times she's been over to play dates and sleepovers. I haven't told her parents yet, but in due time I'm sure they'll be grateful. When Erin's grades start to skyrocket and the improvement in her cognitive abilities is undeniable, I'll let them know.
So this is the origin story of Bear Grylls turning into like a super brain superhero or something. Better drink my own piss. Swole. One thing that I think pisses me off more than pseudoscientific BS that can very obviously be harmful is pseudoscientific BS when it's forced upon people. If you want to believe this kind of garbage, test it on yourself. If you're so confident, be your own lab rat. For God's sake, that's the least you can do. Oh my god. Email my mother sent to my then 18-year-old autistic daughter. Okay, so this is like the grandma of the daughter.
Subject: Independence Day. I have a job for you. There will be little fireworks, parade, fairs, and concerts this year due to COVID-19. People are all in a funky mood.
Funky mood, and that's also one way to explain a pandemic.
Some idiots are trying to destroy this country by saying Black Lives Matter, when in fact all lives matter. We have had racial riots and unrest in the past with the...
That is oh god, this is such a bad way of saying things. What are you doing? What does this have to do with anything?
But also with the Orientals and even the Irish people. Do you know that the Irish first immigrated here when they were treated like servants and were given crappy food, which included lobster 3 to 4 times a week because the lobsters were scavengers and considered cheap food. So your job is to plan an Independence Day celebration. What does any of this has to do with anything? If I get a message like this from my grandma, I'd be like, what are you smoking? You're just going off on like weird racial tangents. What? Think of something patriotic and fun that we can do sometime next week. Plan the menu, something that everyone will like, and give Papa the list. You, Em, and Allie, we can plan everything from food and festivities to whatever we can do. You could have skipped out like the entire middle part and just kept like the first sentence and the last sentence. That is like, hey, I have a job for you, little fireworks and stuff. Make sure you're free. Let's do a little party. Talk to you soon. You could have left out that entire weird-ass rant in the... What?
My mom has been ordering me around to do hella tedious tasks via text, in person, and phone call. When I declined one task, she got passive-aggressive and punishes me. She went as far as sending my dog I had for 11 years to the shelter after I didn't want to share my grades with her.
Wash your hands and bring me water, please. I took my air mattress out of the room so they won't get in your way.
So we can't use them?
Correct. No, you can't.
I don't know much about the context, but the dog thing sounds really weird. Also, like, bring me water. There's a difference between sharing house chores and, like, expecting someone to serve you. It's a fine line. Me makes a good point in an argument. My mom: I and only I know what is best.
Oh, that is so... authoritarian. I am Gen X, and I have a huge problem with how I am left carrying the weight for the millennials.
This starts off absolutely glorious. Let's see how long it takes before this goes down an absolute dung hole.
For example, I'm 42 and my daughter is 22. She decided a while ago that she does not want any kids. She's actually getting a procedure for sterilization next year. But those souls needing to come into our family for ancestral or karmic reasons still need to be born. So I'm stuck birthing and raising 2 babies who should have been born to her, but can't be because she's too selfish to have kids. We joke how my 1.5-year-old girl, her sibling, is actually hers, haha, but she just didn't want to have it. But deep down, it's no joke. If she wasn't so selfish, I wouldn't have a toddler daughter right now.
This is one of the weirdest, like, kids conversations I've ever had. If your kid doesn't want kids, that is their choice. They are the one who would be the parent, have all the responsibility, etc., etc. It's a big deal, especially considering a lot of the generational factors between, you know, the last few decades, like how expensive housing is getting, for example. It's not a system that is always favorable to start a family. And even if they are in a favorable position when that is possible, maybe they just simply don't want to. Can you imagine being a kid of a parent and the parent's just like, yeah, I mean, I don't really want you. I just got you because my grandma was insisting. Like, what? Parents, let's talk about next time. How do you get your kids to read less? That's a problem. Usually it's the other way around. Okay. They're like wanting to read like 6 hours a day, and I feel like they should only be reading at most 1 hour a day. All this reading is bad for their brain and eyes. It's gonna kill their mental health. They never want to do anything else. All they do is read. Fantasy, story-driven, real life, etc. They aren't learning anything by reading this much. It's addicting. Ugh. So all they do is read tips. This is usually what I see with like video games, but now it's reading too. And who decided that only 1 hour a day of reading is like, where are you getting this information? If I were to have a kid and they preferred reading in the evening instead of playing video games, yeah, that's freaking awesome. If they want to play video games, that's also good. Freaking awesome. Oh. Mom, it will have to be tomorrow now.
Why are you still in, Blorb? How dare you try to make out that you're not living here anymore because of a joint falling out? You walked out of here when I was poorly and left me to rot because you're a selfish, drunken little bitch. I will not tolerate you staying in town. I have given you plenty of time to move on and you haven't. Now make sure that no one employ you.
I'm not the toxic one, but this town isn't big enough for the both of us.
P.S. Yes, it's happened before. With me, your dad, your best friend, and even a smackhead. Don't you dare even try to make out that it's not a you-me thing, it's a you thing. Make sure that you put this right with Blorb and Blorb. Your poor little I'm the victim here thing is becoming a joke. You and I both know that you have behaved like a complete poo, and it's time that you held your hands up instead of trying to blame me.
So let me get this straight. You want to claim that it's a them thing, but you are obsessing over them, stalking job applications, and trying to, I don't know, ruin their prospects in the same city because they live too close to you? Okay, that doesn't seem bad at all. And also, for the record, having falling outs with multiple people isn't necessarily a sign that you're always the common problem. There can definitely be a causation between a person having multiple falling outs because they are overly dramatic or complicated or conflict-driven, but it's not always the case. Fallings out can happen because it's a two-sided thing. You both decide that, nah, it's better if we go our separate ways. It can be them, it can be you, it can be a little bit of both. It's not like a guaranteed thing, and based on these texts, I would say you seem like the obsessive and aggressive one. My parents, after criticizing me for years and rarely being nice, wondering why I don't want to spend time with them. A visible confusion? How can they not like me? I am just putting them straight and preparing them for the world. What doesn't kill you makes you probably not want to spend time with them. Karen. I love that.
Were you able to do Zoom call?
Yes.
Call me. What are your plans for the evening?
I can't right now at Mustangs.
Are you really going to swim practice? What time is practice? I don't like being lied to. Call me right now. If you don't go to Mustang practice, I'm going to ask you to start walking up school, and you will pay for your car insurance and phone bill and your tuition. Call immediately. I will tell Blorb that you cannot play for the rest of the semester. I'm thinking of driving up to Blorb to see you at the pool.
Yes, indeed. Very stable. Oh, caffeine, you revitalize my old veins. Mom.
Anastaxian is missing from yours and it's vital.
For what? As to this, just makes shellfish red. There is no evidence that it does anything else.
So says you.
Okay, show me a peer-reviewed publication exhibiting evidence of the benefits of this.
Jeez, don't you get tired of always being right? You're not an expert or anything.
I am not declaring myself to be an expert or anything. You just said this is vital. I'm just asking you to back up your claim. You know, that's usually how it works. Proof that something does work is usually on the person trying to prove it. It's not everyone else's job to debunk it, and otherwise they have to blindly follow what you say. You have the burden of proof, not the other way around. A crunchy anti-vax mom doesn't want to hospitalize child with meningitis over COVID politics. Oh, this is gonna be good.
Talk to me about viral meningitis. My 4-year-old was diagnosed with it. What are natural treatment options? I'm not sure what they would do in the hospital for something viral, thank you.
Are they hospitalizing or sending home?
They want to hospitalize. This is necessary. I am over the COVID politics. Yes.
Oh my god. Oh no. Well, I suppose death is natural too. How about that? Mom.
I love you, me. Getting the jab today. Promise me you'll get sis if I die today at lunch. I'll let her stay home from school.
You will not die, Mom, but sure. A quote from the CDC website. There is no increased risk of mortality among COVID-19 vaccine recipients. Unless the Democrats paid off the CDC to lie, then you are safe. In fact, you have lower mortality rates with the vaccine. Love you. Although I feel a little bit bad for them. Imagine if they are truly convinced that they might die from getting this little needle, and you're standing there because you have convinced yourself that I either have to lose my job or I might die. It's scary when you think about it, but also it's, silly that they are convinced about it in the first place. It shouldn't be the case, and, they should be actively debated about it, because this kind of stuff doesn't lead to healthy choices for anyone. But just imagine standing there and you are convinced about it. That's kind of weird. Regulations about COVID. My mom. Oh. Anyone else's parents miraculously have a deathly illness during every argument?
Tell you what, bleeding out of my rectum. I'm scared. I have an app on Friday if you don't believe me, so maybe you should think about that. Maybe I won't be around for your wedding. The blorp can just take my place if I poop out all my organs. Oh, convenient, that the timing.
It's like those times when it's, you don't want to help me with this one. Maybe I'll be less of a burden when I'm dead.
Mom. Don't worry, I freaking hate you as much and more of the other losers, and frick you all to do with you. You're all embarrassments. I mean my words too. I wish I never met you freaking people. If I die soon, you can all freaking suck my AIDS-infested and if I'm dead, I know I mean my words, and I'm telling you all how I feel.
What is with this punctuation and no, okay.
Frick right off, you're all cans to me. Suck me.
This is like the equivalent of if Facebook mom groups communicated the same way as like Call of Duty lobbies for 12-year-olds. 6-year-old boy forced into cold shower as punishment before body dumped in abandoned building. Prosecutors. That sounds absolutely horrendous. Jesus. For every story like this comes out, I always keep saying that having a license for having kids, much like a license for driving or anything else, is such an alluring concept. I don't think it would work in practice. It would bring so many issues and authoritarian problems and blah, 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 blah. But like, just the theory of it is alluring to some extent. Like, oh, you have to make sure that you're stable enough to deal with kids. You can't have this, or this. Gorgeous, in theory.
This is the perfect amount of petty. My oldest is away at school and love going in her profile of my starting show she's in the middle of watching, just so she knows that I'm thinking of her and that I love her. She hasn't figured it out yet though.
This is kind of a shitty thing to do to your kid. That's really weird. There are other ways to show your affection than like low-key, sabotaging their Netflix series. What? This is so strange. Do you have any history of mental illness in your family? My mom calls me lazy and done nothing all day because I forgot to do one chore. Aww. At least you have a mustache. So my mom and dad are both going to prison on the 27th, and my mom just said it's my fault even though I'm living 3 hours away in a children's home. I really don't understand this woman's logic. It's Leon. Mom, I'm coming to court with you and Dad X.
Oh, are you? Coming to see the damage you caused, aren't you?
What do you mean? I didn't do anything. I wasn't even there when it happened. By the way, it's caused, not coursed.
Don't get cheeky with me, you little poo. You know it's your fault. Stressing me and your dad out all the time. Honestly, if I knew you were going to turn out the way you were gonna, I wouldn't listen to your nana.
How did I stress you out when I don't even live with you? And what do you mean turn out the way I'm getting a job? A legal job? What do you mean listen to nana? Now, probably about, getting rid of the baby, I would assume in this case. At least it sounds like it. Or it's just made up in the moment. Who knows? Glorious. Imagine like committing a felony that's so serious you're going to jail for it, and you blame your child that doesn't even live with you, that you had to do it because you were so stressed. What? I get this sent while I'm 2 hours away. I get all the boxes because I think I'm getting kicked out. Then when I get home ready to move, they're offended.
You should stop at House of Bottles on your way and ask if they have any empty boxes. Get as many as you can.
Empty boxes? Are you reorganizing again?
No, you're packing.
What's going on? And then they change their mind when you get home? I can just imagine the trust issues that are just brought forward by this. Because at this point, you basically know that at any moment, these people can just rip away the roof over your head. Even though this particular situation didn't lead to anything more than a weird entitled argument, like the implications of it are insane. I didn't answer one phone call from my mom at 10 p.m. one night, but had texted her hours earlier, and she ran around telling all the family something was terribly wrong, and she hasn't heard from me in forever. I am 28. Mom. Everyone is worried about you. Are you alright? Please let me know. We all love you and miss you. Why is everyone worried? Your mom is trying to call you, but you didn't answer or call her back. She really needs to talk to you. I'm at work right now, and I texted her like yesterday. Oh my god! At least she didn't call the police, I suppose. Dad posts this convo he had with my 8-year-old brother, then tags 40 people to make sure they all like his sexism. This person is with 39 others? Me. What do you call a man without a knife in his pocket? A boy. A girl. Me. That's my boy. I even think, at least here where I am, I think it's illegal to actually carry around a knife like that. And I would say you're probably a very insecure man if you think that your entire manhood just crumbles if you don't have a little stabby thing in your pocket. Here's the thing. Masculinity is good. Femininity is good. If you're neither, also good. If you're anywhere on the spectrum where you're comfortable, also good. Doesn't matter. What matters is what you are comfortable with, that you embrace yourself and you live your life the way you want it to be. Like, for example, I consider myself relatively manly in certain aspects. I go out into the woods with power tools. I have done competing in martial arts, stuff you would deem traditionally masculine. Then, of course, in my sense of humor, I'm quite flamboyant. I have pictures of myself in a dress on my fan art wall, and I do plenty of things that would be deemed quite feminine in many occasions. But I don't care. I do what I think is fun, and that's what people should do, and that's how they should live their life. Me looking back at any memory of how my parents treated me as a child. So that was not frickin' normal. Dad. Amy, I have not heard from you and I am worried. And please let me know that you're okay in dealing with COVID. It's hard. Not hearing from you is making it so much harder on me. You don't have to check in on me because you think you have to. Only do it because you want to. Either way, I need to know that you are okay. Dad, I texted you an hour ago.
Love you, girl. Blorp's heart just stopped. They called it cardiac related, no drugs or anything.
I love you too. That's really crazy how that can happen.
He just recently had his booster shot. Oh my god, my friend just died and they had their vaccine last week.
How did they die?
Oh, they got hit by a truck. Maybe it was the vaccine.
I swear to God, correlation is not causation. This is why you have control groups in statistical analysis. How do you... God, my stepdad texted me this after I went on a date. So we at least didn't give it up, I hope. I don't say anything to your mom because I'm not. Huh? Why does it matter one way or the other? So you did. Good for you. I didn't say yes or no. You don't need to. I hope you were smart enough to use a condom. That's creepy. That's weird. Eesh. Basic human rights. Parents. I've been staring at this all day. I still don't get it. This sign won't stop me because I can't read. Mom.
I'm sorry, daughter. We can talk soon. I love you nonetheless.
Stop texting me. I told you, I don't want to talk or text when you're drinking. You're clearly on a bender.
Yeah, maybe let's delete the other way. Give me so many where you can invite. Let me know.
What a treat. Living vaccine free. Oh my god, the brave statements.
I am freaking livid. I currently live with my mom while we move and I'm 27 weeks preggo and I have a 2-year-old. Without telling me, she has gone and got her booster yesterday. I want to cry my eyes out. She's kissed me on the face and my daughter since getting it and didn't tell me because she didn't want me to know because she knew I act this way. I literally want to bawl my eyes out. Now I normally would keep my distance for at least 2 weeks, but now, what do I do now? Please, star away from her. Sorry, it sheds big time and keep your daughter away for at least 10 weeks as your mom can make your daughter sterile plus can cause a miscarriage. And keep dead away abs. Tell her why she's not researched, but I am, so I have to tell you, it can affect the placenta big time and...
Let me just smack every single buzzword I know and don't even apply basic punctuation. That's gonna get my point across. Heck yeah. Girlfriend and I currently have COVID. Her mom sent her this text. She is very anti-vax, anti-medicine. When she found out my girlfriend was sick.
Vitamin D3, C, zinc, B12, and melatonin. Do not go to doctor or hospital unless you are in contact with me and we have exhausted everything else and we, as in you and I, has agreed it's best option.
Yes, I wonder who's gonna make that call. Heck yeah. Have you tried like leeches? I heard that was a thing they applied in the Middle Ages. That was good stuff. This is a duck. I don't know know why this picture's in my folder, but... Who wants this pet? I want this pet. Do you want this pet? I do. In response to schools being closed due to snow.
Tell you what, if any teachers bullies my child, they will most certainly end up without a job and homeless by the time I get done with them, as well as the administration and school board for allowing it. Place cameras in each classroom to watch the interaction between the maskless G and the communist teacher. Oh, and by the way, this blurb 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 should be fired immediately for terroristic threats.
Because it's close due to snow? What are you even on about? What I have seen, which is kind of beautiful, whenever parents make threats like this, I like the teacher's response is always, yeah, put cameras in the classroom. They will see what their little angels are really like. Mom, I can't do dinner, I'm sorry. They're still finishing the house and I'm trying to move back in and there's too much going on.
So sorry to hear that. I was looking forward to seeing you. It's been a long time. If you want nothing to do with me, please say so. We'll stop bothering you.
It sounds like your kid has a lot going on and the house is getting fixed up and they may not have time for like fixing dinner right now. And you're making it all about you. Who's on the list today for creating random drama about nothing? Yay! Mom, it's the final packing day for y'all. Got everything? Dad, I'll give you a quick call later. Mom.
Yes, everything but a negative COVID test. Decide that if it comes back positive, I have no qualms about being creative and using my art skills to make it magically become a negative one, lol. I'm so quirky.
At least most places where I've had to use any kind of vaccination proof when I, for example, have been traveling or doing any of these kind of things, it's a QR code. So even if you're artsy, I doubt you're gonna be able to manipulate a QR code.
When my kids leave bath towels on the bathroom floor, I use them to wipe any dried urine off the toilet and toilet seat, hang them back up like they're supposed to be, and say nothing. Oh, yes, let me just expose my kids to the severe health hazard because they don't put up their towels. This is a power mommy move. This is getting out of control. My 12-year-old brought this book home from school library. Thank goodness I gotta hit it before she could really get into the details. This is anti-American, female activists cursing and lovemaking. I'm fed up with all the leftists trying to feed our children this garbage.
I have no clue what this book is about myself, but reading is important. And reading things you might disagree with is also very important. It's important to expose yourself to different opinions, different views of the world. That's how you become a knowledgeable person, and that's how you can put things in perspective and realize that most of the time one thing doesn't usually have all the answers. There isn't a magic fix, and there are many perspectives and many different shades to the reality. It's very rarely black and white. If nothing else, to just understand the other side. Stuff like never reading stuff you disagree with is a very fast-paced way of just dehumanizing anything that opposes you, because like, oh, how could anyone believe this? Dehumanizing is never the solution, and refusing to read things you might disagree with is dehumanizing the people who have that kind of opinion. Doesn't mean that you have to absorb it, doesn't mean you have to respect the opinion, but simply understanding an opposing side is very important. My dad is in the ICU with COVID and still refuses to believe in the vaccine.
I'm also very frustrated he refused to get vaccinated. He could have died.
I'm glad there's such a support network in place, but you also gotta make sure you're taking care of yourself. And absolutely, after he's recovered, I don't think I'll be nearly as passive when it comes to him willfully neglecting his health, especially when it's something like COVID that could spread to others.
Dad told me he wouldn't even get a blood transfusion from anyone who's been vaccinated. I will pray for strength.
Facepalm. At least you can, like, facepalm about it together, I suppose.
I went from not being allowed to attend funerals to all of a sudden extremely concerned about the amount of funerals I will have to attend. I just watched the doctor speak of what's really in those needles. The first 2 kill white blood cells and ability to reproduce. The third one has 8 strains of HIV.
That sounds like insta-death.
I am pleading with my friends and family here. No more needles. If you want your proof, message me and I'll send you the link.
Do 8 different strains of HIV even exist? Yeah, HIV-1 and to a lesser extent HIV-2 has plenty of strains, but there are, if I remember correctly, 9 main strains, and there are the strains that are most infectious in the world. However, if you get 2 different strains, then you have HIV superinfection, or if I'm being serious, super AIDS, which is really hard to treat. A person with 8 strains of HIV would be dead from the common cold within a few months. It's also very convenient with a post like this that you don't actually use sources. You just say that, oh, reach out to me if you are concerned about the same thing, and I might share the source with you, meaning that you won't publicly state where you got the information, which means that you'll be less prone to public scrutiny and anyone who can actually debunk you. Most people reaching out to you will be people that already believe the same thing you do. So very, very convenient indeed.
This is my favorite subreddit,
r/InsaneParents memes.
It doesn't matter how big or small your problems with your parents are. We'll make sure you feel validated.
Everyone here is actually super nice.
That's so wholesome and sweet. Oh,
I like that take. It's the same kind of thing that you're allowed to have problems, even if someone else has worse problems in the world. There is no gatekeeping on issues. I actually came into this on a tangent on a stream recently, where someone asked like, oh, when am I allowed to seek out help, for example, when it comes to, I don't know, depression or anything like that? And the answer is, there is no gatekeeping for it. If you feel like something is an issue in your life, you are allowed to seek up help for it. That is how it works. You don't need anyone else validating something you deem to be a problem for yourself. Yes, there are probably going to be people with worse problems in the world. There always will be. There is also going to be people with less problems than you. It's very rare that you're going to be the one person with the most or least problems in any category out of like, 7 billion people in the world. So that's not a valid explanation. It's not gate-kept, and if anyone tells you that, they're full of BS. I've been feeling kind of sad lately. Hey mom, I don't really feel good mentally. If you're feeling so sad, just hang yourself from a tree. You have any idea how sad grandma and grandpa would be? Never again. Yeah, okay, if it would be such a mental strain on grandpa and grandma, then don't tell them. It's perfectly okay. The thing with problems, everyone has them. Everyone has them in different capacities. You don't have to share every problem with every single person, because dealing with someone else's problem can also be a mental load. That doesn't mean you shouldn't be there for your friends, but as an example, how I structure my own problem addressing in life is that I have a few different friends or family that are very good at bouncing certain problems with. And if I have a problem, for example, with specifically my work, I bounce it with people who do the same thing I do. If there is a problem, for example, more personally or intimately, I talk to my partner or I talk to a family member. There are different people that you can go to with different problems. You don't have to share everything with everyone in the world. This is not a valid excuse for not getting help. It's BS. Stop it. Well, that's it for this beautiful video. I do hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed making it. And have an awesome rest of your day, you wonderful beings. Mwah.